Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Place in the Middle podcast. My name is Amy.
And I'm Butter. And today we're going to talk about just some of maybe the frustrations of maybe working with like foreigners or even just the things that we see being Thai living here and our experience with that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
good and bad too,
that's true.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we
hmm
learn from it, and hopefully something that maybe you can take back and like think about and reflect on.
hmm
Because, well, I can start like even
Sure.
just like we thought about this topic earlier because like for me I work a lot with like international people and like have a lot of experience with them, and I think it's a lot of fun. Like I'm very used to this kind of environment, but the frustrations sometimes come from just the way they grew up and the way we grew up.
hmm
It's just so different, and it's not that they were wrong, but it's just we need to learn to compromise, like meet in the middle.
hmm
I think
Yeah.
almost like, well, actually, I don't even know if that's the right word. I want to use like compromise, but I feel like since you're in Thailand, you need to learn to compromise what
Yeah.
you've had with what we have here, because
Yeah.
it's not like Thailand will change
I
to fit
feel like
you.
our culture really learns how to accommodate other people really well. Like,
Yeah,
we're really good at hospitality and stuff.
right,
But I think sometimes we take that step a bit too far,
right.
where we like compromise and we kind just let people step over
Because we say
us,
yes all the time, really, we don't want to
which
do it.
is so annoying because like I think that I was gonna say something. I was thinking of like ministry, but I just had this one example of like, so I went on a ministry trip with like a bunch of like missionaries, not missionaries, but foreigners, and but we were in Thailand, and like it's literally so ingrained in our culture where like we think that foreigners are better than us.
Mm,
Like Thai people would not take prayers for me. There was this one time I'm like, why?
yeah, like
It doesn't make
as if
sense.
like foreigners have better like powers or like
Yeah, it's
something
not like
like
it's
superior.
yeah, like the what is it called? Superiority complex or whatever it is. I don't know what it is,
Oh,
but like I guess I guess that it's we've been taught that so much that we don't have like we just keep focusing on like we don't have enough, but they're better than us, and I'm like,
we have a lot to offer.
yeah,
And the thing is, you sometimes can reach people more because we know what it's like to be Thai. Like, I mean,
yeah,
like you know what it's like to be Thai. You wouldn't understand what they need more.
exactly,
But sometimes the viewpoint is like, oh, foreigners must be better. Like,
yeah,
I should listen to them.
yeah. I always have. I mean, I teach as well, and I know some parents that would like refuse to have their kids learn with Thai teachers.
Yes.
I guess okay, I understand the whole language part, but like at the same time, I'm like, you're in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
What are you expecting from me?
And to be honest, even in education, like teaching language, I've heard from like not just like in Thailand but in other Asian countries, like if I was to be a teacher in Korea, I
hmm
would get paid really well, take care really well
hmm
compared to if like a Korean worked in Korea. So like the
That's
same thing
true.
as in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like the value of like a foreign teacher, no matter what country you're from, is like more highly valued than having like a local.
Yeah.
Somehow that mindset is there.
I don't know why.
But the thing is, sometimes the local is even better than the foreign teacher who came.
Exactly.
You need to
Exactly.
look at their credentials, what
Yeah.
experience they have.
Yeah. And just because they didn't have the same education as others, it doesn't mean they're less than.
Right. And the thing is like stop looking at the face. Stop looking at the outer appearance. Like we
Yeah.
don't look white, like blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. That doesn't mean we're less than.
Yeah.
You can still teach the same
Yeah.
things. Sometimes even better.
hmm
But I think the outer appearance really matters
hmm
in like some field.
A lot of fields actually. Yeah.
Mm.
The way that you
And
present yourself. I mean,
yeah,
it's not just the way that you present yourself. It's literally sometimes like there is like ingrained racism in
yeah,
even if in our own like culture.
mm,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like your experience with I
More
guess just your
important.
frustrations.
Oh, my thing is that I think what bothers me most is probably entitlement
Mm-hmm.
of just like, or I'm better than you,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of superior part of it. Like, to me, I'm just thinking, what, what in the world? Like, you came
Yeah.
into my home and you're telling me you're better.
Yeah.
Like, not in that way, but like in the way you act, or like, what bothers me the most is you come into my home, I didn't invite you.
Mm-hmm.
You come into my home country, then you tell me how your home country is so much better than my home country.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is then go home.
Yeah. Nobody's asking you to
Nobody
be here.
asked you to
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
And like the thing is like you act as if you're like a victim that somebody forced you to be here,
Mm-hmm.
when actually you can get paid like a foreign salary living on Thailand's cheap, like,
Living expenses. Yeah.
living expenses compared to your home country. You're living like you're rich here.
Mm-hmm.
There is so many, you have meban available that you can hire to come clean your house,
You literally just sit there like a king. Yeah. Basically.
and you can still find stuff to complain about,
Yeah.
when honestly you're living the luxury life that you will never get in other countries. And to be completely honest with you, like even the gas station, you pump your own gas in America. Here they pump it for you, just sit in the car.
Yeah.
The luxury that you get is here is like you're taking it for granted.
Yeah.
But if it's that difficult for you to be here uninvited, nobody forced you to be here,
Mm.
go home.
Yeah.
I like, to me that bothers me most is like, don't act like you like somebody forced you to be here.
Yeah.
You actually living the life like that you could never live like in America,
Yeah.
or like in your home country. Like I can only
Mm-hmm.
compare it to America because that's where I've like been.
Mm-hmm.
But to walk around like, oh, and Thailand does this, and oh, Thailand
Yeah.
is bad like that. Sorry, but like nobody invited you.
Yeah.
And like we have so many other things to offer.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes I've had those things too where like you talk like those things that you're trying to fix, like it's easy. Like you
Mm,
can do it.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just like years and years and generations of generations that have been doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I'm I understand because like there's a lot, well, you know, when you go to like the government places and
Yeah.
there's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't complain about it. Like, you know, we're trying to be better too. It's not that easy.
I'm sorry, but I went to the DMV in America
Yeah.
4 times because they
Yeah.
couldn't get their act together on like what paperwork I needed, and I had it every time, and then go back to my university to ask for it. Till the university had to call the DMV and be like,
What is going
"What
on?
do you want from us? Like, what do you want her? Like, is this all the documents?" She came back 4 times.
Yeah.
Don't start with like
Exactly.
the government run situation. I know it's long. I hate that for you, like that it's
Yeah.
long. Tell me one that isn't long. Which country has that?
That's true.
I waited to get my visa at like the US consulate. What, like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not complaining.
That's just part of it.
That's
Like
just part of the experience. You want to go to America? You wait 1.5 hours.
Exactly. I guess it's a whole complaining thing. Just like it just throw us off a little bit, I think.
Because, and I feel like when I'm in America, I realize this is not my home country. This is not my home. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
respect the people there. So if I don't understand something, I'm gonna ask it in a curious way and not be like, why is America like this? Because Thailand's like this.
Right.
Right? Because I'm like, this is not my home. So I'm gonna try to be as respectful as I can to the host country
Mm-hmm.
because I'm in your home. And then like, can you just explain to me what's going on? So I will never talk, like while I was there, I was like, I'm not gonna talk to you about like the presidential election of like who, how
Yeah.
much,
I can't even vote, so I have no opinion. So
yeah, like just like how bad it is, or like how like you messed up it is or whatever. But like that's not my part. Come into our home and ask questions instead
Instead
of accusing us of like,
Yeah.
why aren't you doing it like this? Because back home is
Yeah.
like blah blah blah. Because that's not, because we're not in there.
Yeah, you're in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, once in a while, there's some really awesome ones.
That's true. Oh my
Who
gosh,
come.
yeah.
And like, I'm just like, we need more like you. More people who they don't have it all together, but they're willing to partner.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, for instance, for my work, like in ministry,
Mm-hmm.
like willing to partner with locals, not like I'm better than you, like I got more stuff than you. Sorry, but you don't got more stuff than us if you just landed in Thailand. You don't have it.
Yeah,
We still need to teach you how to do your work in Thailand
it's
context.
true.
You can learn the skill of that, but not in Thailand. You've never been here.
Yeah,
So, like, partnering to me is so important that no one is better than anybody else,
yeah,
that you do it together.
yeah,
But I feel like that's even more rare that they would be able to be like, let me listen to the locals and see what they have to say
yeah.
and partner with them.
Because you're not our savior at the end of the day.
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
where did you get
we don't
those?
need to be safe. Like,
We do
not
not need to
especially
be
not by
safe.
you.
Yes. We are most likely going to be here longer than you will be here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This
So
is
like, don't create any mess that we had to clean up. It's just
yes. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
yes. Don't create any mess that we are left to clean up. Don't like that's why you partner, because you're not the main character.
mm-hmm.
When you leave, there is no mess because there's somebody local who was there leading it
Mm.
all along too. You
Yeah.
can be a part of it, invite you to be a part of like the journey,
Mm-hmm.
but oh my goodness, think of the mess you make when you leave.
Yeah.
And like you can't promise us that you'll be here forever. Because like when your family, your kids have grandkids.
You're
Number
definitely
one
gonna
reason
leave.
I feel like people start to be like
Yeah.
going home.
Yeah.
Or like their own kids are now in college back home.
Yeah.
They're going home.
That's true.
So I'm like, do what you can here in like hurt the least, partner the most, and like listen to what you can really do when you're not actually like
Yeah.
gonna stay
I
forever.
think just try to understand, I guess.
Who? Understand?
I mean, them to try to understand us because like
Mm.
you know we're not saying that everything in our in our country is perfect. I don't think there's a country that's perfect. Like
No.
I think everybody is just we're just trying our best.
Exactly.
Like, I'm just trying my best. You know, it's kind of like it's
Like
yeah.
I realize the road in front of my house, every year they break it up and then they redo it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing that every year?
Mm.
It's a completely there was no
Right.
that's Thailand. Like there's some issues in there that like I don't want to get into, but like that's part of living here.
That's true. Yeah. It's kind of like you know we make the best out of what we can.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to hear constantly people complaining about it. I'm like, don't complain to me. Like, go to the government by yourself. Like, you know, it's that's like, and I've had so many people saying like, oh, but you can change things. Yeah, I know I can, but like, do you want to be part of it? You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Yeah.
there are some area that I know that is not my like territory,
Yeah.
so I don't go in it. So
We
like,
can't
don't
fight every battle.
exactly. And I'm just like, if you want to change everything, might as well just leave the country.
Yeah.
Find somewhere else to complain. You know?
Yeah.
It's
If it bothers you that much,
I know.
yeah.
I've had like, I mean, I've had people saying um, like they were saying like I was talking about Thailand, and they're like, how is that even possible? They're saying like it's not true, and I'm like, do you know where I'm from? I'm just like confused. I love when people ask me questions. I totally
me
get
too,
it.
me too.
It's kind of like I know there are some parts of our culture that is kind of crazy and
Yeah.
it's kind of weird, and
Doesn't
like
make sense.
it doesn't make sense. But like you know, sometimes it doesn't make sense to us either.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to understand as much as you. I mean, maybe not, but
We just like this is just how it is.
yeah,
And you can let it go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get into like the heart of like the you know when you become kind of like more of like a local and you like enjoy your life here. I've had so many friends that like live here, loved it, now can speak Thai, like
Yeah.
not that even that well, but like it's great. Like
Yeah.
one of my best friends, she's Indian, she grew up in Nepal and she moved to Thailand for like college. She's still living here nowadays. She can have a conversation in Thai with like a coffee shop, like a storefront.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's kind of like
They learn to live here. Like
exactly.
do life here.
And she loves it. And there are things that she's frustrated with, which everybody understands.
Yeah.
Like, you know? And but like for you to be like to be able to invest that much in your life to the local, you get a new experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They start because yeah, like I feel like they I think people start opening up more the longer you stay, right?
That's
Like the
true.
longer your relationship is built, the
Yeah.
more is like, can I trust you?
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You can't come in and be like, trust me. Nobody does it like that. Like,
Yeah.
and over time, you build relationships with locals or whatever, and even like develop. How much do you want it? Like, how much do you want to be invested in
Yeah.
being
Like,
here?
why are you doing this? Like, are you doing this just to put it on your resume and your
Mm.
Facebook? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, or like just to report back home, like how good you are,
Yeah.
like to your sponsors or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what's your motive here? Because I feel like the people who I've found who are like I'd love for you to stay a long time, are people who realize like they ain't all that. They don't have it all,
Yeah.
and they're not gonna fake it.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be a part of it
Yeah.
and do their job, try to do their best,
Mm-hmm.
and just do what they can to
Yeah.
be here. And
Yeah.
like, yes, of course, there's so many things that like we could do better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but every country can do better.
That's true.
And so, like for me, just thinking about working with just like foreigners in general, like you chose to be here.
Mm. That's true.
You could leave whenever you want.
That's
Actually,
true.
the benefits of you being here compared to your home country sometimes is even better.
Yeah.
You're going to the hospital and seeing doctors within an hour.
Yeah. We have medical tourism here. It's
Yeah,
like people would come and get their
yeah.
like, you know,
Medical done at top hospitals.
and
Like
it doesn't even cost like it costs like 1/4 of what you're gonna pay in the emergency room in the States.
I had a friend
I'm telling you.
got 2 plane tickets to Thailand, got surgery, went back cheaper than in America.
Yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah, with the hospital stay,
Yeah.
everything like that, top doctors,
Yeah.
surgeons, everything.
And dentists as well, dentistry.
Yes.
Like people, I know a lot of my friends that lived here in Thailand and they moved back to the States. Literally, they would come to Thailand just for
Dental.
like dental work.
Yeah, because it's so much cheaper and you
And
get
it's
top
great too.
doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get
We're
practice
known
doctor
for
or
it. Yeah.
anything. You get real deals.
Yeah. And our hospitals here are like hotels.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
I
good
mean,
quality.
the newer ones. The
Yes.
older ones I totally get, but like I know sometimes like the local hospital there are times where you have to wait.
Yes.
But at the same time, like the good ones, dang, it's like fancy.
Yeah. And like a lot of foreigners I know, they're not going to the local hospitals.
Yeah.
You're going to like the
The
most
best one that I
luxurious
don't even go
hospital in
to.
Chiang Mai. Yeah, I don't even go to.
Yeah.
Like, what are you complaining about? You
Yeah.
know, like there's so many good stuff here.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time, somebody like a friend of like that I knew, like she posted on Facebook, like um complimenting like how good their immigrant like visa renewal process was. So I went up to her and I said, "Hey, I really appreciated that you said this. Like, thank you. Like that to me was for some reason like just meant a lot that
Hmm.
you appreciated that." She's like, "Actually, me and my husband, we fight all the time on who gets to go to the immigration because we get our own
Oh.
free time, like our own personal time."
Right.
The way you look at a situation
Yeah.
will determine how you thankful or are you going to complain about
That's
it.
true. And the thing is, that reflects in your reactions to other people and like your response to other people as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like you can tell by a response of a person of what their background kind of is. Like you can tell.
Like
Well,
how you were raised or like
uh-huh,
what kind of
what situation is happening at your family and those kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's so crazy because I'm like everything is connected.
yeah,
Yeah.
the entitlement that people have, especially when it comes to roads like cars, car park, walking in Thailand, like transportation is next level these days. Like yesterday, I'm driving, they're crossing the road, doesn't even look, thinking like they have the right of way. Okay, this is not. You almost tell what country you came from, because like you don't have the right of way ever in Thailand. You have to look at the cars when they're coming.
That's true.
Yeah,
We don't wait for you. You wait for us.
you wait for us, but they walk as if like, why aren't you waiting
Yeah.
for me? I'm like, this is not.
It disrupt the whole flow of traffic.
Yeah,
It's even more dangerous if you walk.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm realizing, even the small things like that of like, well, we're parking. Some parkings are really small. I get it. but like for you to park two parking spots,
That's just rude, dude. It's
it's
like it's
just
kind
like
of, we don't have that much space as much as you.
we don't have much space, and they made it big enough for even big cars to fit
Drive
through this.
better. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's
try
not that hard.
harder. Try
Yeah,
harder.
and the thing is, you know, this is how I explain traffic in Thailand.
Mm.
You go with the flow. You really have to. It's kind of like if the
Yeah.
car is going right, you're going right. It's like don't don't think about sticking to the rule and getting everything right. You're working as a team on the road. It's not just you. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like that's just the way it is. And like if you're gonna change, you're
Change lanes.
you're gonna change the whole country. You
Oh,
need to
change.
take everybody's license away. You had to
Yeah.
train everybody again, and
And
you know how
start
much
over.
and
Yeah.
start over. That's true.
And you'd be lucky, like, I mean, and that's if they pass their driver's license. Some people are driving without driver's license.
Oh my gosh.
So even then it's like you you can't control it all. You can't change it all. Some people will
Mhm.
drive even without license.
That's true. It's okay. It's, you know.
This is just how it is.
Yeah.
But like for me, like I think I love for you to be here if you are just not gonna leave more hurt than when you came here.
Yeah.
You can stay neutral. You can be like, you didn't impact anything, but you didn't hurt anything, and that I'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come and you leave your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
negative stuff, and then leave, don't even come. Why are you coming?
Yeah.
Like I had a conversation with like my teacher in New Zealand, and he said, and I was like, I was explaining the frustrations of being in ministry and like working like this, and he's like, tell me about it, and I'm just like, I just don't get it. Like it's just so hard because I don't know why people are here if they're gonna be complaining so much.
Mm-hmm.
He said there was once a missionary couple who wanted to come to be a minister, like do ministry in New Zealand, and they were talking to him, and they're like, "What advice do you have?" And he was like, "Unless you are to die here, don't come." And I thought I was like, and to me that was like that seems a little bit harsh. It seems like, but truly, ministry is not immediate. Like
Yeah.
impact, like boom, and then leave.
Sometimes it takes years and generations.
Right?
Mhm.
Like, and he was like, unless you're planning to die here, don't come.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's so true. Like to
Yeah.
me, in its own, like, so true because how genuine relationships take time
Mm-hmm.
to build that trust, tie
Mhm.
people to open up to you, to share with you.
Yeah. They can be nice to your face, but it doesn't mean they're opening up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
How long are you willing to stay? Like, are you really like committed? Like, do you
Or
really want this?
Exactly.
Or do you wanted like that quick thing so you can report back and be like, this is how many people I baptized this month?
Yeah. You know, I feel like that's like a thing that happened to me during like my ministry school as well. We had to
Mm,
put on this like outreach for like Christmas,
yeah.
and I was working my beep off, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I was so tired. Like everybody's tired.
Yeah.
And my friend would like just one I know some of my friends would just like sit around and they're like, you know, if you're helping out with like an event, go ask around what you can do. Don't just sit around and wait for people to tell you what to do. You're old enough to like be responsible. They didn't really do anything. I was there from the beginning to the end,
Yeah.
and I was like doing every single thing, like little things I could clean up, I could do
Yeah.
everything.
Like you're just not gonna sit still. Like there's stuff
Exactly.
to do.
I'm
all
not
the
gonna
time.
say anything. I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I love that I get to be here.
Mhm.
I love that like I get to be part of the outreach
Yeah.
because I don't get to do this every day.
Yeah.
And it's so great in the holiday season to actually love these people by, you know, inviting them into like our church and
Yeah.
serve them a meal. Like that is something. It's so tiring, but it's like at the same time, it's so rewarding.
Right.
And I would have people that would quote unquote volunteer,
Yeah.
wouldn't do anything, and on the day of event, take a video, post it on Instagram, and said they helped out. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Just for
didn't do
show.
anything.
Yeah, just for show.
I was so frustrated, and like I was like, I didn't say anything because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's literally between you
Mm.
and yourself and God. Like the fact that you have that guts to like say that, I don't know. It's like you're not even being true to yourself. Like
Yeah.
how do you do that?
After I came back from New Zealand, after having that conversation with my professor, I kept thinking like, what happens if in my lifetime God only allows me to plant the seed but never see it grow?
Yeah.
Will I be okay with that?
Yeah.
Because the way ministry is being done right now, I'm not okay with it. It's because it's like it's just all numbers. Like people are not real people,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's not
just getting
shepherding.
your picture onto their newsletter.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't take my
Yes.
pictures.
Yes.
I absolutely hate it.
And I'm just like, I don't agree with it. And I'm just like, if God only allows me or you to just plant the seed and somebody else will come water it or see the fruit,
Mm-hmm.
will you be okay? Because at
Yeah.
this time, the way you're reporting, the way we're doing ministry, it'll be very hard, like a lot of pressure to
Mm-hmm.
keep producing stuff that is not really genuine
And not even
relationships.
sustainable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not sustainable. And the thing is, like, who do you take these people as?
Yeah.
Are they projects to you or are they people?
That's true.
And I was so like I struggle with that because I'm like, I would rather mentor one person for the whole year than 10 people who I didn't get to know at all.
Mm.
That was the way it took. There were like I mean, there were consequences for me just having one. Um, like there was pushbacks of me
Mm-hmm.
only having one,
Yeah.
but I still keep in touch with that person now
Good.
because it was a genuine like relationship.
Yeah.
I value her as a
Mm-hmm.
person,
Mm-hmm.
but like the people like I work with, they're like, oh, I think maybe you just weren't meant to be in our like company
Yeah.
because you're not like doing like as if this is like a pyramid scheme, literally.
Yeah.
Like you do this and then you reach this, like this is like your
Yeah.
number one, two, like this is how many I reach. I'm like, no, I got one, and I'm happy with that one because she's a real person.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be my friend. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be friends for life.
Yeah.
What do you still keep in contact with your people?
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like what what is ministry? Like what how are we defining ministry? Because the way that like I've been told when I joined full-time ministry is I don't want to do it at all. Like I'm like I don't want to be associated with you people
Yeah.
because it seems so like you're not treating people like people. But like I still feel guilty sometimes for the way that I was told to do ministry and the way I treated other people as if they were like projects to be like reached
Mm-hmm.
instead of like we're friends.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like not I need to re-evaluate how I would define ministry.
That's true. Yeah. On the bright side,
Yes.
I know so many people that would come in Thailand,
Mm.
like learn the language. I know it's hard. It's hard for us too.
Yeah.
And like I appreciate that so
Me
much.
too.
I have this one friend that just moved here in like a couple and like one of the, like their kids. Oh my gosh, I love them because like they would just let like locals take care of the kids. They would go to
Uh-huh.
church and they're like, "Oh, go."
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like and he would it's so cute. I love following them on Instagram and like I still keep in contact with them. I met them once and that's
Oh,
it.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, these are quality people."
Yeah, you can
You know
tell.
when you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. Like
Mhm.
yeah, the types of people.
Yeah.
I think like especially the ones that are curious and they
Yeah.
ask instead of like
And
yeah.
I guess the one that are okay with being corrected.
Yes.
And
They're
like
not gonna be offended.
exactly, they're like, "Hey, can you tell me more about this? Why is it happening like this?"
Yeah.
And like I would love to share.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? It's like it's
yeah.
kind of like when you have that it's so I know it's hard like sometimes as a person it's hard to take criticism.
right.
Everybody has struggles with
Yeah.
that. But like for you to actually make like what is it called? To elevate where we are now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're gonna benefit us
Yeah.
is literally by doing that.
Yes.
Is by just knowing us, understanding us, not putting your ideology into our own culture, trying
Yes.
to change our culture.
Yes.
Because like, you know, it's not something that is simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're trying to change. This has been going on our whole lives.
Yeah.
You come in and you're thinking like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna change it. I don't.
Yeah.
that's
And
not-
you don't choose where you get to be born, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, put in order. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But I think the people and even some people they don't need to learn the language, but somehow they just fit in.
They
Like,
just
make
learn
it work.
they just learn how to work with their ministry and not be entitled.
Yeah.
I have a family that like I grew up with. For some reason, I became best friends with her when I was little.
Oh.
I spoke Thai, she spoke English.
Oh.
I don't know how that makes sense, but
Yeah.
anyways, I started speaking English, so we still keep in contact now. And like they moved back to the States because you know all the kids went to college
Yeah.
and like they started having family and those kind of stuff. but like they still keep in contact with us. They still
That's
come
awesome.
visit Thailand once in a while when they have the money.
Mm.
And it's just so sweet because like they define themselves as like, even though they can't speak the language, they're Thai as well
Uh,
because they've been here for so long, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good people out there who
Hmm.
like came and know nothing. I mean, I know this couple came 1 year and they're leaving now.
Hmm.
Decided to leave, and I thought I would totally have you stay long. Like you'd
Yeah.
be awesome if you stayed long, but you leaving is also okay too because you didn't do any damage.
Yeah.
And I felt like I'm okay with this. Like
Yeah.
you did really good during your 1 year here.
Hmm.
Like you
You made
learned.
a big impact. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean maybe not big impact, but they just didn't hurt
Yeah.
more. I mean, I think they impacted some of the people's lives that they got to be a part of.
Yeah.
But it's 1 year's really fast,
Yeah.
and they knew their part. Like they knew like they're not starting anything new.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be a part of something.
I have this missionary couple that I know. I think they've been here for like 5, 6 years. He now preaches in Thai. He's a
Wow.
ginger. Like he's a full
Wow,
on
that's so
white
cool.
ginger.
That's so
He
cool.
preached in Thai. He tam nam prik in his own house. He would like cook his own Thai food. I'm like, dang, he's more Thai than me.
Seriously, seriously,
Like,
some people. Okay, but even if you think about it, like we have some friends, they just learn to be Thai.
yeah.
But Maria, like,
I'm not
obviously, like,
asking you
grew
to
up
change your
here.
nationality. I'm not
No,
gonna lie. Yeah.
but she literally like would. They're like ingrained in Thai culture. She's more Thai than I'm Thai.
Yeah.
Like I would ask her sometimes, she's like, I want to eat at this Squitio place. And I'm like, where? Where did you find this place? Like this is so random. And she was like, oh, my pea said this and it's so good. But I had so many like super ingrained in Thai culture and like embracing it.
Yeah. You'll love it. It's like, all the like the local things are so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the mindset thing.
It's true. It's the way that you look at things.
Yeah. You could have taken it like, oh, that's like a pain. Like it's not, but
Yeah. I think one of the best advice that I could give is like when you come here, just get ready to learn
yeah.
and be curious. Like
Me too.
learning is not something you should dread. It's like it's so fun because I'm like you get to learn how other people do things and it's so fascinating.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. It's so fascinating. Sometimes I'm still fascinated by some people around me. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
I love the way that they do things.
Yeah. And listen more.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to
Yeah.
listen a lot.
Yeah.
Like instead of just sharing like this is how I do things. Well, you're not there, right? Like
Yeah.
this is how it works here. Like even with the simple things of like you cannot turn on the air conditioning 24/7. It will blow our the AC units. But in America,
There's a central
there's
heating
a
system.
central
Yeah.
system. You don't turn it off.
Yeah. Ours is like an individual unit.
So stuff like that, like listen more. We will tell you, stuff like that. But like I love ones that like will learn to try and get by on their own. And if really can't, they will ask for help.
Yeah.
Instead of like some people being here 15 years and still asking me to translate like their address. And I'm like, none.
It's just, I mean, there's Google, guys. Like, use the
There
internet.
are so many things that you
There's
could
so
do.
many resources that you can like find and like.
But we're easy.
I know.
We're easy, convenient. I just
Yeah.
asked you.
I'm not 7-Eleven, so.
Yeah, I'm not 7-Eleven. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, that was a interesting and kind of a
More serious
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoy that topic. I think we have a lot of experience in this area and we're sharing this not by any means to like bash anybody, but I think it's just our experience and frustrations.
Right. And that
Yeah.
like a space for us to share some of those so like those who experience like we like us can know like that they're not alone.
Yeah.
But also people who if this like hits something in your core like to see like is that really something you can do different or like
Yeah.
think about more things like that. Like we just want to share our
Yeah.
side.
And if you're willing to learn, like the thing is we can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything. You can tell by your actions.
You don't have to get it right.
Because honestly, even if you travel to a country, you're not going to try to abuse that
Yep.
culture.
No,
right?
you're
You're not
gonna
trying to
just
be
be-
disrespectful. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And we'll talk more. We have a lot more to share. So tune in every Tuesday on YouTube. And if you have any questions, just pop it in the comments. Give us if you want us to talk about anything,
Yeah, let us know.
let us know. We would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until next time, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.